This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy. Just drop in some details about yourself and see if you're eligible to save money when you bundle your home and auto policies. The process only takes minutes, and it could mean hundreds more in your pocket. Visit Progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
No spring DIY project is complete without a cleanup plan. Now, whether you're tackling a garage overhaul, prepping before painting, cleaning up the workshop, or getting the deck and patio ready for warmer days, Simple Green All-Purpose Cleaner has you covered. This powerhouse cuts through dirt, oil, grease, and grime, and it's U.S. EPA Safer Choice certified. Strong enough for your toughest cleaning jobs, safer for your home. One cleaner for every project. Visit simplegreen.com.
I'm officially obsessed, and you will be too. If you haven't tried Lem by Hello Nancy yet, what are you doing? Over 1 million women are using it, and the reviews are wild. One girl literally said, "Join the incredibly satisfied brigade." I didn't believe it until I tried it myself. The hype is 100% real. Don't let the cute design fool you. Go to hellonancy.com and see what the hype is about.
You're listening to Heaving Bosoms, the podcast where two best friends recap romance novels while naming towns and making playlists. HBs. You're back for part 2. I'm so glad. This week on the bonus feed, Sabrina and I are having a friend catch up, wherein I confess how my latest project has grown to maybe silly proportions, and then they tell me some recent bad date stories. That's on Patreon and our Apple Podcast subscription. We have some wonderful people who have been in our Patreon community, and I want to shout them out. Thank you, you beautiful baby dolls. Liza Korn, Norin Jelly, Milan K, Carly H, Tamra S, and Sarah W. All right, when we left you yesterday, Atlas had just approached Sutton about faking a relationship. Because after hearing about his display of protection and claiming in front of the whole town, his mom got really excited about it. And there's not much he won't do for his mom. And then Sutton's daughter Laurel showed us how it's done by getting a trip to Paris for her cooperation. Incredible stuff. That's where we're jumping in. Bottom line, listener, be the Laurel you want to see in the world, you know?
Ain't that the truth? And you want to know what Laurel has zero interest in having anything to do with? The Harvest Festival.
And their sex schedule, which was one of the most hilarious things she said in the whole book, is like, I'm going to go and I don't need to hear about your sex schedule.
Okay, I was laughing though, because when he was describing his house, he's like, man, I can hear her through the walls and it's a lot, because literally, listener, in this house, it is set up where it is his bedroom, guest bedroom, and then the other guest bedroom is on the far side of the house. And I did have he was like, why the fuck would you build a house like this? And I was like, that is such a quality question, because I have that question when I go to some people's houses. I'm like, who decided on the room organization here?
Yeah.
Because in what fucking world does it make sense for this room to be next to the master? When I was house hunting, I was no, this is a terrible layout.
The only thing I can think is, like, if you're worried that your kid is going to sneak out or something, then I guess it would be helpful to have it next to the primary bedroom.
Get
But
a house
otherwise,
alarm.
I need you to no, yeah, I don't need you to look. Get out of here. Is what I'm
Put
saying.
some jingle jangly tin cans on outside your window with a string
I love that
attached
idea.
to their room. Like,
I love that idea.
There's so many things that you could do technologically or
Tape
otherwise.
them in like they did on school trips.
Oh yeah,
And
absolutely.
then if the tape is broken.
Well, except you can't really do that because, like, they could ask one of their buddies to come tape that window back up.
Oh, bitches. Yeah.
Paint it.
Do they have a bath? Yeah, paint them in. Yes. Paint the whole door in is what I'm
Yep.
saying. And then leave them there and then put bars on the windows and then like homeschool them and then you're cool.
Through their feed hole.
Yes. Yeah.
In
the
the
feed
door?
hole or the keyhole, you know, just depending on
Through the keyhole.
how secure you want to be.
This is a liquid only diet. Hi, welcome
You just insert a straw through.
welcome to Melody. God, that's a big old fucking keyhole. 1722.
Yeah, with those skeleton keys.
Oh my god.
It's just as ominous as it sounds in this case.
Hi, listener. This is Sabrina and Melody with how to raise a child.
Parenting tips with heaving bosoms.
We're gonna
Paint
get
them in.
sued.
It's great.
Okay, so anyway, it's the Harvest Festival
time.
now,
Yeah.
and the first thing that happens is they end up going on a hayride with Mabel, and obviously Mabel's gonna drop like nonstop sex comments.
Innuendos is what she's gonna do. Yeah.
Why
And
did you say it with that
he
face?
is so protective because my face is beautiful. Shut up. He's so protective. He has to like have his arm around her. And anytime they go over a bump, he like holds her a little bit closer because he's a natural No, we decided last time it was trauma. It's a trauma response. But
It's
still,
definitely trauma response.
it's a net positive for her.
Is it?
Okay.
It does. Okay.
Once they get to their
in this
issues.
very specific scene, it's
Yeah.
a positive. Yeah. I wouldn't say that
Yeah.
it's net positive. That feels like a bold statement.
True. Well, because then Mabel is a troublemaker in general because after the hayride, she's like, you need to stick around for my pie eating contest. And she also means that as an innuendo as well as being totally literal because she's running a pie eating contest. And Sutton goads him into it by being like, winner gets a kiss. And he's like, I'm not the only one competing. And she's like, better do a good job then. And boy, does he sit down and tuck in and just go.
We don't even
ham.
see it on page because she takes half a second to like wander thoughtfully into her brain.
Yeah.
And then he won. That's it. There's
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, but the only thing she was thinking the whole time is like looking at him eating that pie and thinking about him eating her cherry pie. You know what I mean? So
I
it's
don't
fine.
like you call it. I think my least favorite thing about this entire discussion is you calling it her cherry pie.
She's my cherry pie. Isn't that what that song's about? Isn't it about cunnilingus? Or pour some sugar on me? Isn't that about a lady coming in your mouth? Is that not what that means?
Googling real quick.
Am I a weirdo?
Cherry pie.
Am I a gross weirdo?
I don't know that I've ever listened to like paid attention to the lyrics of that song.
Oh. Maybe I did my own, 7 layers of red string to get to cunnilingus, because that's just my brain. I don't know. Listener, heavingbosoms@gmail.com.
Oh, I'm so sorry. What the
what?
actual? I've never paid attention to these lyrics. Did you know
Oh.
that there's a line in here which is swinging in there because she wanted me to feed her, so I mixed up the batter and she licked the beater.
Yeah!
I don't like that at all.
That's oral sex.
I don't like that at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a more pure time, they tell us. Bullshit. Humans have always been humans.
They're just literally using the word swinging to mean fucking.
Yeah.
Swinging is in place of fucking. I knew that this was a song about sex, but like,
What about pour some sugar on me? Google that one. What is that?
Am I?
What's going on there?
Pour some sugar on me.
Meh. In the name of love.
Love is like a bomb, razzle and a dazzle and a flash a little light, and sometime, little Miss Innocent Sugar Me. Come on, take a bottle, break it up. Wow, when you read some songs, you're just like, these are thought-provoking lyrics. Okay, pour some sugar on me in the name of love. Red light, yellow light, green a light, go.
Uh-huh.
Crazy little woman in a one-man show. You gotta squeeze a little, tease a little more.
Uh-huh.
Pour some sugar on me. I'm a hot, sticky sweet from my head to my feet.
She's sitting on his face. Is that not right?
You got the peaches. I got the cream.
Yeah.
I think I have to do this song at karaoke this week. Karaoke really is like the great leveler, you know?
Oh,
karaoke makes you really
it'll humble you real quick.
It'll humble you, and also on top of that, you'll be like, man, I know this song so well, and then you realize that when you're in your car bopping along to it, it's just you making mouth noises while the singer
you're not paying
actually
attention at all.
sings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then you go up to karaoke and you're like, I didn't know that was the line in that song.
Or like, where's the bridge? Like sometimes the instrumental doesn't actually match up to what happens in my brain when I'm singing song in my brain.
There was one devastating time where the karaoke was a solid quarter second. The lyrics on the screen were a quarter second behind the actual song. And the only reason I knew that is because I knew the song really well. It was, you know what I mean? And I was like, this is not right. Luckily, I knew the song well enough that I was like, well, fuck the lyric.
Carry on.
Yep. Anyway, so we're at the fucking festival though, and so he
wins. Doesn't he pick her up by her ass to
Always
kiss her in front of everybody?
Always her ass.
If
he's gonna pick her up, it's gonna be by her ass.
There's no other way. Oh my god! And then she gets a call from Laurel. This is like days later. She gets a call from Laurel because their entire cottage has flooded.
I understand that, and I'm not going to try to derail, but you did just skip a sex scene that involved face sitting.
Oh, no, please. No, you're right.
There was face sitting involved. There was like, they get home from the Harvest
pouring some sugar
Festival,
on him.
And he follows her into the house and like crowds her up in the kitchen. He's like, don't you want this cock? And she's like,
doesn't he say like, tell me to stop or something like that? You better stop me or something.
She's like, don't look at me like that. And he's like what? And
like
she's
what?
like, no,
like I wanna
exactly
eat you?
like what? Like, you don't care that no one is around to witness it? Because that was one of their rules, is no kissing or not, unless around people.
No private kissing.
Or that my daughter is in her bedroom down the hall, or that we've already established rules. And he says the only in public rule is yours, not mine. And she's like, and it's a good one. You know, sex is going to complicate things. And he's like, we've already had sex several times. And if you think I don't spend half my day remembering exactly what it feels like to be inside you, you haven't been paying enough attention. And she's like, see, that's what I mean. I can't do this with you. And he's like, no. She's like, no. He's like, so you don't want me to lift you onto this island? Sit down on that stool and dine on my favorite meal? Make you come over and over again against my tongue until you beg me to stop? And she's like, no. And he's like, just to be clear, you also don't want me to take you into my bedroom and give you every fucking inch your pussy has been aching for? And she's like, no.
What?
And he's like, then I guess you also don't want me to use one of your battery-operated friends while I'm fucking you? Which kinds do you have? Would I be able to stuff your ass full of one while you took me inside your pussy? Or maybe I could press one of those little clit suckers against you while I filled up your perfect little cunt until you soaked me with your cum. And she's like, no. And he's like, all right, then, let's go upstairs. I'll close myself off in my room and pretend you're not getting yourself off with your new little toy, and you can go into yours and pretend I'm not stroking my cock, imagining it. And then we do zippy zap.
We do that.
Just like her laying in her bed, like 3 hours later, like, God damn it, I'm still awake, and this is just not, that didn't work at all. And then she does go into his room and just his flannel button down. And then
she's standing in the doorway, and she doesn't think he's awake. And
she's about to leave.
Yeah, she's about to chicken out, and he's like, don't be a chicken, get over here. And then he says, like, I'm wondering if you have the audacity to walk around in the middle of the night without panties on. How about
he's like,
this?
I'll make you a deal.
Yeah. How about this? If you do have panties on, I will pat you on the butt, send you on your way. Have a great night. If you're not wearing panties, though, you are going to get into this bed and you're going to sit on my face and we're going to make a day out of it.
Meanwhile, this horny pantyless woman is like, deal.
Deal.
Deal. Yeah, deal. Open that fucking briefcase, bro. I want to know. Like, give me. And then they do have like insane hot sex because there's face it, there's pussy spanking.
Yeah, doesn't he say like chapter 25, green or red?
Oh my God. Because he literally says like, so it ends up being a book scene based on breath play. And
that's the one.
he's like, chapter 20, whatever.
Yeah.
And he has his hand on her throat and he's like, light? What's the light? And she's like, green. So fucking green, bro. You've never seen a greener fucking green light.
Never. It's neon. It's blaring. You can see it from the other side of the world. No, because he has the same book she's reading right now on his bedside table, which she notices. And that's when this is when the references of chapters, are you in or are you out, finally happens.
Well, and this is such a fucking niche thing because if you end up in a relationship with a fellow romance reader, I feel like half the fucking perk of that is that you can just be like, hey, that scene in that book. And they're like, yeah, I read that. And you're like, cool. How do you feel about that?
Let's go. Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, green light. Let's fucking go. Yeah. Yeah. Let's fucking do it.
Yeah.
Oh
and they
God.
do.
They cha-ching. Cha-ching.
Cha-ching.
When you work with your hands, you need tools you can count on. The same goes for cleaning. Simple Green All-Purpose Cleaner delivers professional strength cleaning to tackle grease, grime, and job site messes, so you can focus on getting the work done right. For contractors and painters, to plumbers, installers, and maintenance crews, Simple Green helps pros like us clean smarter without harsh chemicals. You handle the job, we'll clean up the mess. Visit simplegreen.com/professional.
You don't buy on hope, you study the label. At Azure Well, we support that. Our commitment is simple. Tell the truth. Every ingredient listed, every amount disclosed. No proprietary blends, no guesswork. We go beyond organic and basic testing with comprehensive third-party verification. Take a look at what's in your cabinet, then visit AzureLivingWell.com to shop and learn more. That's AZURE livingwell.com. These products have not been evaluated by the FDA and are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
I'm officially obsessed, and you will be too. If you haven't tried Lem by Hello Nancy yet, what are you doing? Over 1 million women are using it, and the reviews are wild. One girl literally said, "Join the incredibly satisfied brigade." I didn't believe it until I tried it myself. The hype is 100% real. Don't let the cute design fool you. Go to hellonancy.com and see what the hype is about.
So then we see a lot of like little scenes of them kind of like doing little cutesy stuff. Like there's a scene where she has a migraine and he doesn't let her go to work and takes care of her and then like gives her a soft orgasm that night to fall asleep.
And super notably to me, Melody, not only does he do all of the migraine taking care and all of that.
Is he the period protector?
Yeah, he gets a text from Laurel saying that she can't get a hold of her mom and she got her period unexpectedly and bled all over her pants. She needs help. And he's like, okay, text me a list and I'll go get it. And she's like, you're not going to be weird about getting my period stuff for me? And he's like, dude, I'm a grown-ass man who is a football coach. No, I'm not worried about your bodily fluids. It's fine. I'll go get it. And he does. He goes home and he checks on Sutton. He's worried about her because she's still sleeping and then gets all of her stuff and comes back to Laurel. And Laurel says, oh, by the way, if you get a weird text from somebody, it's because he wouldn't leave me alone about getting my number. And so I gave him yours. And he's like, I'm sorry, what is his first, last name, and social security number? Do I know him personally? Oh, he's on my football team? Done and done.
Turns out we find out later he gave a 2-hour lecture on consent to the football boys.
Yeah.
I love him.
I'm obsessed.
So it's family dinner time, though. That fateful event that
started
sparked
everything.
the whole fake dating.
Yeah.
And so it's family dinner time. Obviously, his family is real excitable.
Yeah.
Because that's really the only thing that they could be. You know? And his brothers continue to be shit stirrers because that's just who they are as people.
And his mom continues to be lovely.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, wow, you guys are like together. And they're like, uh-huh. And we find out later that she knows it's fake the whole time, but she realizes they're just meant for each other, you know?
Well, and then we really get into his traumas that night.
Yes.
Inside of his brain, at the very least, because he talks a little bit. He hasn't told her about his dad yet, because that's when we find out the full story. And I don't know what I thought the whole story with his dad was going to be, but it's pretty fucked up. But in his head, he's thinking about all of this because how well she fits with his family, how Laurel gets along, how everyone loves her. And he's thinking to himself, while my dad had been around, he taught me a few things. And like all of these things, you know, look out for my family, my brothers, my mom, etc., etc. But the lesson that stuck with me the most was that nothing lasts. Not love, not family, sure as hell not promises. Everything was temporary. In a blink, the people you loved without exception could decide you didn't matter anymore, and there wasn't a damn thing you could do about it. After that, how could I trust anything to be real, no matter how desperately I wanted it to be? And I did have a moment where I was like, Brighton fucking Walsh, you better put that fucking mirror down, you motherfucker. like, how dare you? Anybody reading this with abandonment issues is just like,
how dare you?
Interesting. That's a thought that man is allowed to have.
That is a thought I do not need to interrogate anymore. Thank you so much.
Wow, look at this strange man with these unhealthy thinkings.
What unrelatable content.
I have never felt more unseen than...
I've never felt more invisible. I'm not even on the same planet as this man.
Unperceived is what one might call me.
Right. I'm not in his shoes. What are you talking about?
Well, obviously I'm not in his shoes. I'm not an ex-football multimillionaire, you know? We're totally different people.
You're also not a size like 14 or something ridiculous.
Listen, I could be.
Could you?
I could stuff a shoe. I could
stuff
clown
in that shoe.
I should clown it up my dick. That's what's going in the shoe, Melody.
One of your many dicks from your
one
dildo
of my
shrine.
many penises in my dildo shrine.
I love the idea of you walking around with just dildos coming out from your toes, being like thwap, thwap.
Oh my god, one of them's the ovipositor. It's like, oh no, come back. The eggs are getting away. Oh my god. So yeah, anyway, we have a deeply intense emotional moment at
that's right. That's where we were.
family dinner. And then they end up going home, and she can tell something's up because he's having a lot of feelings because he's starting to feel like this isn't fake. She has started to have feelings about like, oh, I feel cherished, and that's wild now.
And dangerous. Feels dangerous.
Well, yeah, because you can't get used to being cared for because
that's exactly
when they leave, you'll be alone. So if you never open yourself up, Melody.
Okay, cool it.
You can never be hurt.
No, and her thing is that it's not necessarily even abandonment. Her thing is that when she got pregnant with Laurel at 16, her parents were like, oh, we don't know you anymore, and threw her out. And so her thing is just like, I am the only person who can take care of me and Laurel, period, the end. It's not about people leaving. It's about people not being reliable. Like, Melody, he's going to be done with us.
This kind of prompts me to have a question for you because I had issues throughout the book with this.
Mm-hmm.
And I may make a note in my notes later, but this is a more serious thing, and I can't remember if we talked about it yesterday or not.
Okay.
Do you feel, as a parentified child,
Yeah.
as a fellow parentified child, do you
Mhm.
feel uncomfy with her and Laurel and how close and friendly they are with each other?
A bit.
I had a lot of moments where I was like, your child shouldn't know about that.
Yeah.
That's not that's something that you talk to your friend about. That's a friend conversation. Like, in what world does your child have that much information about the person that you're kind of dating?
Yes.
And I'm not talking about Laurel being a little shit stirrer and making comments about their sex lives and stuff like that. That's just a teen being like, whatever, throwing some shit out there. But there are a couple of points where Laurel talks and I'm like, you shouldn't even know about that.
I know. I know.
Good
Especially
parenting
when
means you are not even aware that that's a thing.
Right. Especially when like shit hits the fan. Laurel immediately steps in as like confidant and counsel and all of the things. And I struggled with it simply because she is older. And so at that point, I do think it's fair to, sort of model behavior. Like in my mind, especially when the conflict happens, she's modeling for Laurel, this is my boundary. He is not healthy for me. Here's why he's not healthy for me. Period. The end.
So the reason that the note didn't come up until later in my notes is the entire book. I was like, well, she's 16, she's 16, she's 16.
Yeah.
But then the level of knowledge that she had about Sutton's
Her past
relationships.
That's
I was
exactly
like,
what made me squeaky.
why does your 16-year-old know about this? Because either you told them now, which but that's not the way this comes across.
No.
This comes across like when
she lived it.
Like she was aware of it in the moment. And
Yeah.
that is unfucking necessary. That kid was 13 at that time. You need a friend, Sutton.
To Sutton's credit, I appreciated the fact, or maybe to Brighton Walsh's credit, I don't know. I appreciated the fact that Sutton never told Laurel about the tracking apps that the ex-boyfriend put on their phones most recently. Shit like that was really good, right?
It was it? I was conflicted about that.
So yeah, now I know. When I say it out loud, I'm also conflicted
because I
want
almost
Laurel
think
to
that
have enough information
at 16,
to keep herself
I feel
safe.
like she should be aware that that's a thing people can do.
Not to mention that, like, Doug is a person who you can never trust again. Here's the reason. You know?
I don't think Laurel would trust him because she doesn't trust any of Sutton's exes. But also, it's
True.
just.
But
it's just
that feels like trauma on its own.
Yeah.
You know? Like, apparently they're both, I don't know when this book was written, but they're both murderinos from the podcast My Favorite Murder.
Oh my God, that was so glaringly apparent this entire book. I was like,
well,
can you get
her
sued for this?
Yeah, right. Well, because her signature sign off anytime she walks away from her mom is stay sexy and don't get murdered. Mm-hmm. And it's very confusing to Atlas. He's always like, I'm totally safe. What are you talking about? And Sutton's like, it's not about you. Cool your jets.
Yeah, it's very cute. But
yeah,
I just had there were a lot of, and again, I'm not a parent, but as a parentified child who was my parents' best friend.
Yeah.
There were so many yellow flags, like orange flags, and then realizing that there's no way Laurel was not aware she was not the confidant during those relationships.
Yeah.
I was like, babe.
Well, and I'm struggling right now, or I have been for a while, with just the balance between making sure my kids have enough information and that we have enough, specific dialogues open so that they feel comfortable talking to me about something that feels wrong without horrifying them and making them scared of everyone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want them to feel independent and confident and to, go. Oh my God. We were leaving the playground yesterday after Valor's dance class.
Is something that
okay, fair.
Specifically, you need to be concerned about.
No, but it is. It's like these little tiny things where, and sometimes I think I'm a little bit too hard on them about it. But I don't know. Like yesterday, we were leaving the playground, And there's this big boulder that Valor really likes, and it's across the street from where, and it's a dead street. There's like maybe 2 cars on it an hour, you know, unless it's like pickup time from this dance class. But it's across the street from where the car was. And Valor was like, Mom, may I please sit on this boulder and then you can go get the car by yourself and then come pick me up? And I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, that seems totally, like, fine. But, you know, I need to trust that you're not going to, like, run into the street or, like, do whatever. And so we talked about it. And it's these little things. And when I took them rollerblading around town, the circle we were on is just big enough that, like, you can't quite see the other side super well, you know, between like trees and obstructions and other stuff. And I told Ember, I was like, if you want to go around one more time, you can go by yourself. And the way that he was like, really? And like he preened about it. And I was like, do I have too short a leash on my kids? Like maybe, I don't know. And so I feel like parenting is that constant battle.
Well, there's a difference between making sure that they're aware of everything that's going on and then treating them like a best friend, a confidant. That's where it is. And like I can understand using an experience to be like, listen, this is something that happened, but you need to have processed the thing, I think, before you can talk about it with them, because you can't trauma dump on them. As a child.
No, totally. On that note of what I was just saying, in case there are any parents out there, I just had a play date with like a new mom. And during that time, they were talking about like secrets that the kids had. And the mom was like, it's a secret. And then the little girl goes, it's a safe secret. And she was like, oh, okay, great. And I was like, pardon me, explain jargon, please, because I think I love that. And it's this idea that like, it's a safe secret as long as... Yeah, it won't get anybody in trouble. Nobody's in danger. It's not like a bad thing. Nobody feels like weird about it. It's like a crush, or it's something safe to keep amongst just kids. And I was like, oh, I am immediately adopting that. I love that jargon. Let's go. So,
yeah.
Anyway,
yeah, I figured that you would have had similar vibes.
Yeah. There were definitely times where she was like, we're best friends. And I was like, is that good? Why are you saying it as a good thing?
What was the big red flag is there were some scenes when they were talking where I was like, this would not be written any differently if Quinn was in the other seat.
Oof. Yeah, totally.
And that's the problem. Anyway, so he ends up telling her about his dad. This is when, like, they have super cool, fun family dinner times, and then they get home, and he's in a place. And so he ends up telling her about his dad, because it was pretty obvious that there was a missing figure in the thing. Turns out, listener, the story of it is that his dad was a rock star and lived...
Wait, really quickly, just between you and me, listener, this is none of your business. I thought that this secret, to Brighton Walsh's credit, I thought this, like, backstory was going in a very specific direction. And the fucking U-turn it took at the end when we actually find out what happened with the dad.
Where did you think it was going? Because I'm wondering if you were thinking it was going where I was thinking it was going.
Then he went back to his career. That he went back to being rock star. That he, found a European polyamorous cult to... hang out with.
I thought that he went back to being a rock star that was just slutting it up on the road and never came back. Listener, it's worse.
It's worse.
It's so much worse. I could forgive, or not forgive, but I could understand him going back to his rock star lifestyle. Turns out the big secret when he fucking his dad just went back on their reunion tour and disappeared, as far as they're concerned.
Atlas had to get a fucking private investigator to find him.
And it turns out, listener, he has a wife and 2 daughters in California that he was living with.
He's just living in a different small town with a different set of children and a different lady. It's the same life. It's just not with you, Atlas.
It's just 2 girls instead of 4 boys.
What the fuck is that?
Especially,
mind fucking
That's
blown.
So much. You know what? And like the minute I read all of this, I was like, you know what, Atlas?
Fair.
You're allowed. You're allowed to have, like, I still think you need therapy, but like, this is exceedingly valid reason to have abandonment issues.
Like, look, I thought there was a level of like whiny titty baby until I found out what actually happened.
Yeah, I did too. I was like, I just need you.
He just wants to be a rock star. Like, let him live his whatever. No.
Well, it's also like what? Like, there was a part of me that was like, what do you expect from a rock star dad?
Yes.
Like, I'm not saying that it's right, but like, I'm not shocked. No,
Right.
I am shocked that he created a whole new replacement family in California. That's fucked up, bro.
That's wild. That is a wild turn of events.
I was like, God damn! I started looking at my own.
Walsh.
I started looking over my own abandonment issues, and I was like, huh, interesting. Can't relate, but I would not be okay.
No.
In fact, frankly, Atlas handles this probably better than I would.
Honestly, bottling it is really the healthiest thing he could have done.
Did you know Fast Growing Trees is America's largest and most trusted online nursery with thousands of trees and plants and over 2 million happy customers? Whether you're planting fruit trees, adding privacy, brightening things up with flowers, or bringing in houseplants, Fast Growing Trees has it all. Even better, they can help you find options that are right for your climate, your space, and lifestyle. Click Order Grow. Every plant arrives healthy with the Alive and Thrive guarantee straight to your door. So if you're ready to get planting, this is the moment. Right now, they have great deals on spring planting essentials, up to half off on select plants. And listeners to our show get 20% off their first purchase when using the code WWO at checkout. That's an additional 20% off. Better plants and better growing at fastgrowingtrees.com using the code WWO at checkout. Fastgrowingtrees.com, code WWO. Now's the perfect time to plant. Let's grow together. Use WWO to save today. Offer is valid for a limited time. Terms and conditions apply. Go to growingfasttrees.com for details.
Insurance isn't one size fits all. That's why drivers have enjoyed Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years now. With the Name Your Price tool, you tell them what you want to pay, and they'll show you options that fit your budget. So whether you're picking out your first policy or just looking for something that works better for you and your family, they make it easy to see your options. Visit Progressive.com. Find a rate that works for you with the Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
If a job's worth doing, it's worth doing right. The same goes for cleaning. Simple Green All-Purpose Cleaner delivers powerful, concentrated performance across multiple surfaces, from tools and equipment to floors, workspaces, and more. It's strong enough for serious cleaning, yet formulated to work without harsh chemicals that demand heavy protective gear. Get the job done right. Safer, stronger, smarter. That's the power of Simple Green. Learn more at simplegreen.com.
So we find that, and then they end up having like some really intense sex, and she almost says "I love you" at the end, but she doesn't, because
guys, I'm so sorry about losing my voice. It's spring, and apparently that's what happens every March or April or early May, is that I just get laryngitis and I sound like the hottest Catherine.
Oh my God, you had this
Kathleen
last year
Turner.
too.
Yes, right around this time.
And
it happens every year.
And it got so bad last year that
I was on vocal rest. In the middle of trying to finish a fucking audiobook. Do you remember that? A 22-hour audiobook.
I'm aware, because we had to take 2 weeks off because of you, and then we took 2 weeks off because of me, and then we were like, what the fuck happened? How do we get back from this?
And have we recovered since? I don't think so. We've been a little behind since then.
I don't think so. Even with hiatus.
Yeah.
We're still a little behind. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Okay. Yeah, so as they're coming together, she's thinking to herself, his kiss capturing the 3 words I'd been so tempted to speak aloud, words I knew I couldn't say, not when I didn't know if this was real or if we'd both gotten too good at make-believe. Finding out the latter would crush me. I just didn't know which would hurt worse, hearing him confirm what I feared, that this was all pretend, or realizing I was the only one who'd stopped pretending.
Yeah.
And it's like, woof. And also I'm like, man, what a thing to be witnessing from the outside looking in, because everybody around her's like, nah babe, it's real. And she's
super
like,
real.
No, the agreement is what and this is why, listener, when people say words, I don't care about your words. I care about your actions, because in this instant, like, you both are saying that out loud, but the quiet part you're not saying is that, like, this is real. This is twoo. Whoa.
Love. Yeah, this is destiny, if you will.
Destiny.
Destiny. Fate. 'Twas fated.
Fate.
Those three bitches got together and they put your strings together.
They
Braided
made
them up.
it happen.
Okay.
Let's go.
The one eye between them. I'm reading a lot of Percy Jackson right now, you guys.
Yeah, we know.
Can you tell?
We know. So then we end up having like homecoming game. There's like kiss rituals. There's like, this is when we find out her friends wanted her to take this job as a full-time position, forever position from the beginning. Like they want her to stay. And so now this is basically like, we find out that there is an option for her staying beyond being his, housewife.
And we've gotten to the point that, oh, wait, did we explain what happened after Flood? Or did we get totally sidetracked? Guys, they move in with him into his house, into his actual house. Yeah, we told them that, right?
No, we did fully. I don't know if we told them about that, because literally we talked about fake dating, and then the harvest, like we started this episode with the harvest festival, and we just totally skipped over.
Yeah, the sex scene just fried our brains. And that, I forgive us for that.
Yeah.
That's a perfectly reasonable mistake to make. I don't know if I do, but I accept that you do. Fair.
I'll accept your forgiveness, but I will not relinquish my own.
Indeed. All right, fair enough.
One of us needs to be the forgiving host.
Yeah, and the other one needs to be accountable.
We're gonna play good host, bad host.
Ooh. Listeners not gonna be able to handle it. We're gonna know all their secrets.
I don't know what this song is. I don't think it's a theme song from anywhere. Continue.
It's a Sabrina special.
No, that is a specific one.
And it's a totally different vibe.
Oh, what is that one?
Are we just going through your mental Rolodex? Random da-da-das? Okay, look. Whoa,
Summer
they moved in
lovin',
with him.
Happy. Yep, that's Summer Lovin'. Dun. Oh man, talk about songs that karaoke really just slaps wide open.
Oh, totally.
I was aware Summer Lovin' had some questionable lyrics in it, and then me and a stranger actually decided to duet it together, and I was doing the dude part, and I was like reading the lyrics and singing along, and I was like,
things I did not notice when I was 11 and watching
I
this.
didn't know. I don't even necessarily notice it intensely, because like I have auditory processing issues, so just hearing it is very different from reading it and it leaving my mouth. And I was like, like literally, like it was mid singing that I was like, like I was like just throwing out random lyrics. I was like, this is inappropriate.
Yeah, right? One of them is like, did you tackle her into the back seat or something, or like similar.
Like did she, like one of them is basically, did you resist the fleeing the fleeing human? And it's like, whoa. This reminds me of when I asked, oh no, maybe that's a conversation for another time.
It's a friend chat. Okay. So anyway, they moved in, and then one morning, Atlas gave Laurel his black card because he felt so bad about all her stuff getting ruined in the cottage. He wanted her to like feel at home in the house.
Melody, I'm so sorry. Fuck it. I have to tell you right now, because otherwise I will forget it, and it's really important that you hear about it. You're welcome to cut this if you want to cut this. But we're playing a fucking new D&D campaign, and there's this old woman, and I was like, can I fuck her? And my friend was like, I mean, I don't know that she wants to be fucked. And I was like, seduction? And he's like, it would be less of a seduce and more of a grapple, I think, Sabrina. And I was like, so now that's turned into like our thing. It's like, do you grapple or do you seduce? Like, is this bad time, or like, was it a good time or a bad time? Was it a seduction or a grapple? And it's turned into our little shorthand, and it just makes me laugh every time, because something will happen and we'll be like, I think that was more of a grapple situation than a seduce situation.
That's fantastic. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, so she's thinking about staying. She hasn't really talked about it with him, but she also loves the way that Laurel is blossoming in this small town. She loves that she feels like Laurel is much safer all the time. She loves like the time that she gets to spend with her extra because she's not working 3 jobs.
Hang on, did you skip over the 10 orgasm post-homecoming game sex?
No. No, Karen, yeah. So what's Sabrina got to say? Sabrina's got some things to say.
You sound like you're talking about montages, but I feel like it's very important to explicitly discuss the 10 orgasm sex that did in fact partially lead us to reading this book.
Yeah, no, you're completely right. And not to mention that Homecoming was in their original fake dating agreement.
Yeah, and the toy check gets cashed. He uses toys on her while he's having sex with her.
Yeah.
And he ties her up with another question of like red, green, or red, yellow, green
chapter
for
39.
this book scene.
Red or green.
Oh my God. When all those, and he like explicitly references all the mafiosos that are having sex with this woman. It's like a mafia reverse harem. And I'm like, I feel like that's got to exist. That probably exists, right?
Exist. Hey, heavingbosompodcast@gmail.com.
Hey, heavingbosoms.
Let us know your book recs. Your mafia reverse harem book recs.
Bombard Francis for the once a week
Get
that
in
she
that
rolls
Discord.
in. Yeah, go. Oh yeah, we also have Discord. I'm the only one. Me and Francis are the only ones responding to you on Discord.
I get in that Discord every once in a while. Mostly I just share shit and then bounce.
Yeah, you don't actually look at any of your notifications. You roll in, you're like, look at these photos, look at these flowers, and skedoodle.
I pulled up Discord on my desktop the other day, and I could not figure out how to find my notifications. So, yeah, it's tough. I was not a Discord until recently.
I don't know if there's a way to look at your explicit notifications. I just know if there's a red 1 or 2 or 3 next to one of the channels, it means that
there's not a way for them to tell you that you've been tagged in something.
There probably fucking is, Melody, but why would I know that? I'm just a little guy.
You're just a tiny baby out in the world.
I'm just a little guy, Melody. Why would I be privy to the knowledge of how to see all of my notifications in one convenient place?
I'm just a little baby.
That just gives me a new place on my computer to avoid, like it's got the plague.
God, isn't that the truth? Oh no.
The minute there's a notification bar, I'm like, I'm out. I'm not interested. I'm not interested.
I can't do that. This is officially too intense for me.
Yeah. You care too much about my attention, and I'm out. So yeah, there's also like it's just hot, and then she gets yeah. So Melody, continue talking about all of the montage-y stuff that leads up to the Boston offer.
Well, yeah, I mean that's it, right? Like they're progressively more of a couple. Like she is sleeping in his bed every single night because that's one of the things he says. Like when they have sex, one of the first times, like in the house after she moves in, he's like, if you think I'm gonna go without this for even a day, you're fucking wrong. And the only time they do is when she's too sick, when she has a migraine. Okay, so anyway, I don't remember what it is, but he has to get on her computer for something that she asks him for, I think. And when he opens it up, he sees her email and he sees an offer that comes in from a hospital in Boston. And she had responded, let me think about it and I'll get back to you within like 2 days or something.
Yeah, I need a couple of days.
Yeah, so she has already talked to Quinn about figuring out a long-term
She's at Quinn's when he gets home and sees the fucking email.
Yeah.
And he goes full abandonment trauma flashback.
Yeah.
And immediately texts her and he's like, I'll let you out of the rent. Like, I'll let you out of the lease. And all I could think is, she's not paying anyway. What do you mean let her out of the lease? Like, that's the least of her concern. The lease of lease. Please.
Okay.
There's something there.
There's something there. No, I hear you. We're just not going to get to it.
I think it would just do better in a written format, you know? That's one of those puns that is not easily verbalized. But like, he's like, I immediately text her, I'll let you out of your lease. And she's like, what are you fucking talking about?
She
and
asks, like,
you've been a
hey,
great tenant.
Right. She asks him, like, are you home so we can have a conversation? And he's like, nope, no need. I don't need to hear from you ever again. If you need me to hire someone to pack up your stuff.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. This is just a random quote that just has me laughing while I was looking for the text conversation. But
yeah,
being on edge whenever I wasn't near Sutton had become my baseline. If I could wear her around like a backpack, I would. I thought that was the funniest thing that I've read in a hot fucking minute.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, yeah, so he basically is like, go, girl, get out of here.
He white bangs her hard.
If I leave first, then I can't be hurt.
Yeah.
Is what he's doing.
And then
which historically works perfectly. No problems.
Foolproof plan. Absolutely. Yes.
Did you know Fast Growing Trees is America's largest and most trusted online nursery with thousands of trees and plants and over 2 million happy customers? Whether you're planting fruit trees, adding privacy, brightening things up with flowers, or bringing in houseplants, Fast Growing Trees has it all. Even better, they can help you find options that are right for your climate, your space, and lifestyle. Click Order Grow. Every plant arrives healthy with the Alive and Thrive guarantee straight to your door. So if you're ready to get planting, this is the moment. Right now, they have great deals on spring planting essentials, up to half off on select plants. And listeners to our show get 20% off their first purchase when using the code WWO at checkout. That's an additional 20% off. Better plants and better growing at fastgrowingtrees.com using the code WWO at checkout. Fastgrowingtrees.com, code WWO. Now's the perfect time to plant. Let's grow together. Use WWO to save today. Offer is valid for a limited time. Terms and conditions apply. Go to growingfasttrees.com for details. This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy. Just drop in some details about yourself and see if you're eligible to save money when you bundle your home and auto policies. The process only takes minutes, and it could mean hundreds more in your pocket. Visit Progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
No spring DIY project is complete without a cleanup plan. Now, whether you're tackling a garage overhaul, prepping before painting, cleaning up the workshop, or getting the deck and patio ready for warmer days, Simple Green All-Purpose Cleaner has you covered. This powerhouse cuts through dirt, oil, grease, and grime, and it's U.S. EPA Safer Choice certified. Strong enough for your toughest cleaning jobs, safer for your home. One cleaner for every project. Visit simplegreen.com.
And then he goes to his family bar and proceeds to get Hammertown.
Oh my God. Link DEFCON 1's Deck to get there. And it's so funny because Deck shows up and is like, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah. Have you talked to her? And he's like, there's no reason to talk to her. I know I'm not worth hanging around for.
Well, and they're like, listen, dude, even if she does go to Boston, you're a multi-millionaire ex-football star. You're not going to not be able to find coaching jobs in Boston, you dumb
Follow
fuck.
her, you dickbag. Like, this is real.
Also, maybe just have a fucking conversation instead of deciding.
Especially since Sutton has texted him no less than 25 times. She's called and called and called. He's seen all these notifications. She's now moved on to his brothers, texting and calling them to find out where he is. And he does not interpret any of that as, oh, she wants to stick around. She wants to be together. There's nothing in his brain that could make that even remotely possible.
The only thing in his brain right now is abandonment and whiskey melody.
Truly. And like,
which is a potent concoction. From experience, it's a potent concoction.
Yeah. Yeah. So when he does get home, she's like, the fuck?
Dude, her fucking quotes. I have so many things quoted from her talking to him that night because I love the way she stood up for herself.
Masterclass.
In this thing. Like, it was so good because she's basically like, no, you don't get to do this. She literally states, I thought getting involved with someone 8 years older than me meant I might be getting some maturity instead of the bullshit I'm used to. thought you might actually have a conversation like a grown-ass adult. And he's like, what's there to talk about? You got a job offer in Boston.
Oh my
and
God.
she's like, and you assumed I was taking it without even discussing it with you.
Yeah.
And he's like, why would you? That's what people do in real relationships. And you and I both know what we had was fake.
And she's like,
she
do
looks-
we know that?
She looks at him and says, fake. Right. I'm glad we cleared that up. Otherwise, I would have made a fool of myself if I told you I went to see Quinn today to talk about a permanent position at the clinic because I was considering staying.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, wait, but Sutton. And she's like, no,
Too
you don't get to
fucking
talk
late.
right now. You had your chance earlier when I asked you to have a conversation. Because that was her text, was like, can we talk?
That's it.
basically. And she's like, you had your chance when I called and texted you half a dozen times trying to figure out where you were and what the hell was going on. Instead, you disappeared for hours, all because you convinced yourself I was going to leave.
Uh-huh.
And then, oh my God, this was just so intense because she, in her head, she thinks this man who'd always been a mountain for everyone else couldn't or just plain didn't want to weather a tiny storm with me. And she says to him, she really gets to the core of all of this, because she says, you've been waiting for me to leave since day one, haven't you? That must be why this was so easy for you to throw away. You never believed it was real in the first place. It was never supposed to be. And then she says, maybe not at first. Oh my God, no. It was never supposed to be. His voice was hard, like he spoke with enough conviction what he said would be true. And then some more like thoughts and thoughts and thoughts. And then she says in her head, he'd given up without a fight. And I deserved someone who would fight for me.
Yes, Sutton.
And she basically is like, all right, well, maybe not, like it was never supposed to be real, but I thought we'd move past that. But I guess I was fucking wrong. So and she just walks away.
I'm going to go stay
like,
in the cottage. And he's like, it's a construction zone. She's like, it's safer than here with you.
Well, because he says, you don't have to go back there. You can stay. And she says, no, I can't. Because every time I look at you, I'm going to remember this feeling in my gut. And it'll just remind me that the one time I found someone I wanted to stay, like somewhere I wanted to stay and someone I wanted to stay with, he was holding the door open for me to leave all along.
Oof. Sutton with the mic drop.
And then, boy, Sutton has a hell of a lot of willpower because she successfully stays off that dick for like 13 days.
It's a long time.
Well, and then this was the point where I had the questions about her and Laurel's relationship, because that night Laurel gets home and Laurel goes over to the cottage and Sutton is basically going to be living there, I guess, in on a fucking air mattress and she some says fold-out chairs.
Yeah, but and to her credit, she says, Laurel, you do not have to suffer over here with me. Please stay in your room. I just can't be in the same four walls as him.
Mm-hmm. Well, and then they have they make the decision to stay because, like,
together,
even without him, they're like, we're staying. It's gonna suck, but we're staying because we really like this small town that I can never remember the name of. You know?
Yeah, no,
partially because of smut peddling Mabel, and you know what? Fair.
Smut peddling Falls is the name of that town.
I like it. Smut peddling Falls. Smut peddling Falls. Yeah, I
think that's why Mabel lives there. You know,
man, I've been really missing geographic information systems as a career lately, and like making digital maps and stuff. And now I really kind of want to make a map for Smut. I'm not going to. I have way too much on my plate, but like the desire is there.
Well, the city limits has to be a cock and balls, right? Like, there's no other.
Melody, I'm going to tell you right now, you would be shocked how many city limits are cock and balls.
Oh my God, Sabrina.
And not even with that much imagination. It doesn't even require that much imagination for...
I totally believe that. Mm-hmm. The subliminal, just teenagers everyone is.
They can explain it however they want to.
Sure.
But that does look like a cock and balls. And some like questionably legal city limits, it looks like they're coming.
Well, and you know exactly where the falls of Smut Peddler Falls are geographically located, right, Sabrina? There's only one option.
The tip.
Yeah.
The
The crown.
Pituitary gland is not the right gland that's at the end of a penis.
What? Oh, the glans. It's
The
definitely right around
glans.
there.
Anyway, just going up to the glans for the weekend with the kids, you know, taking a nice long relaxing weekend at the glans of the town.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna hike the
Glans
vein.
time. The Appalachian vein. What's your crowning life's achievement? Hiking the Appalachian vein, the Pacific Coast vein. That's what I'm calling them from now on. They're no longer trails, they're veins, and everyone's gonna be like, "What? Where did that come from?" And I'll be like, "Listen, you're gonna have to listen to this episode of Heaving Bosoms, and I'm not sorry."
There's going to be several steps to get there, but it involves an erect penis. That's all.
And city limits.
Yeah. And family-friendly activities. So.
Yeah. So then we have like girls' night in time, which is basically all of her new friends like Quinn and Addison and Luna and all of these names that I suddenly remember because they're characters from other books, which means they're deeply important to me and I'm invested on a personal level.
Mm-hmm.
This is the point where I did go, there's got to be books.
I think one of them has to be the mistake, right? The mistake lady for book 3. I think one of them is there temporarily. She was, oh no, maybe she's book 2 because she used to be a nanny. But she's single at this get together. So I think she might be the next book with Xander and the secret baby.
Please hold.
4-year-old. It's a secret 4-year-old. I think maybe there's like a tragedy, like maybe his baby mama died and that's why they found him, maybe. I don't know. Look. It's book 2. It's fine. The
Okay,
live-in temptation.
Are you talking about the one that had I don't think there was anybody.
She's the free spirit.
Chloe?
She says she's only going to be there for a minute.
Yeah, I guess
She might stay, she might go.
No, I'm just going along with our little musical episode melody. Are we playing like a full Shonda Rhimes right now and
What's
having
happening?
like a full? You said should she stay or should she go?
Should she stay or should she go?
Yeah, I'm like, okay, like where's counting cars? We're missing some snow patrol in here for the teary section. Like maybe that's what's happening right now. This is the part of the book where like counting cars plays, you know, and everyone's sobbing.
Cars.
Did I say
around our house?
I keep saying counting cars is chasing cars. Although we could have a little special guest counting crows, you know.
Yes. Always down for some counting crows.
While we're in it, let's just fucking like
let's triple down.
Let's bring in fat bottom girls and don't stop believing.
Hell yes.
Like,
yeah. And Sir Mix-a-Lot. Baby got back.
And then I feel like just because it's been stuck in my mind lately, shorty like a melody in my head that I can't keep on, got me singing like nah. Man, it'd be so much easier if I could remember things other than late 90s to early 2010s lyrics word for word.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The amount of times that I just, like, if we've just got music playing and I just bust out with some lyrics, 50% of the time they are made up. You know, 50% of the time I misheard it the whole time. But the other part of the time, it's every single syllable. And my kids are like, "You've heard this song before?" Like, oh, you sweet summer children.
Or it could be one of those situations where because you only ever listen to it on CD start to finish, when a song ends by somebody, you immediately start singing the next song and you're like, that's not we're not listening to the album.
Or the mixtape. Like, because that's happened to me too. If I've got like a particular mix.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's also accurate. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anyway. So it's girls' night in. They are basically like, he just fucked up. Like, he's being a dumb boy, basically, which is accurate. And she's like, well, I don't think that it was real. And they're like, oh, sweet honey, it's definitely real. There's no question.
And like, I understand why, because she already made herself vulnerable by thinking it was real in the first place. And now she's just like, why would I even remotely entertain that? Absolutely not.
But they do convince her because she does, like, there's like throughout the scene, she's like, man, I feel like if the girls were right and he was gonna grand gesture me and like try and get me back, I feel like it would have happened already.
Yeah.
But little did they know that it's happening as she's at girls' night in with
little did they know that her daughter went straight to him and was like, you're fucking up, dude.
So that was also part of the issue that I had.
Same.
And it's not so much that her sassy daughter, it would be on brand for her sassy daughter while continuing to live with Atlas to give him what for, you know, like that's on brand. The level of which she comes at him, though, I'm like, you have parentified that child.
Yeah.
Or not even parentified, but like you have befriended this child. Both of you have. That's weird.
Well, no,
less so him. No, he hasn't, but like she has.
My thing, and this is why I sort of went back and forth on it, because what Laurel says to him is, I don't think you understand how well you've treated us. And he's like, no. And she's like, you stood up for me to that guy who wouldn't leave me alone. You did that 2-hour consent lecture. You got all of my period stuff. Like, you took care of my mom when she had a migraine. All of this, you gave me your credit card so that I could feel at home in your house. And he's like, yeah, but that's just normal stuff. And she's like, no, it's not. Nobody has done anything like that for us before. And on the one hand, I understand why that could suggest some oversharing in the past. But on the other hand, that could just be Laurel's lived experience. Like, she has eyeballs, she has earballs. She puts some things together.
I just reread the page, and you're right. This conversation is less of an issue. There are conversations in the book, though, that made it pretty apparent.
Yes.
But this is not one of them.
Yeah.
Well, at one point, he looks at this child, because again, reminder, 16-year-olds, like, they need to have some level of freedom because they're, you know, growing, and that's not
but
far
they're still
from
children.
Going off to college. Yeah. And he's like, maybe she's better off without me.
Oh my God.
To Laurel. And Laurel's like, says who? Like, what? And he's like, I'm saying it. I'm fucked up and I have issues, basically, is what he says.
Yeah.
And she's like, and look around. Everyone's dealing with shit. And I was like, man, Laurel, you're
an old soul.
You are not wrong.
Is what you are.
You are not wrong.
Yeah.
Well, and it was just intense because she even says the statement, you think my mom's not dealing with some shit? She had me when she was 16 and then emancipated herself from parents who never thought she was good enough. Mm-hmm. And now you're showing her she's not worth fighting for.
Fuck, dude.
And that is one of the slap in the face moments that gets him off his shit.
Yes. He's like, I don't feel that way. And she's like, good luck explaining that to my mom.
You want to know what else Laurel does that's an absolute genius chess move in this thing?
Share with listener.
She calls his mom.
Yeah.
His mom comes into the house.
He's like, you sold me out to my mom? And Laurel's like, I'm just a child here. I'm getting all my resources together.
I'm just a kid.
Just a little baby in the world.
Little guy. I'm just a little gal. You know, I cannot be and like, good for Laurel, because she's like, I can't be responsible for adult feelings around me.
No, this is not my job.
Talk to your ma.
Or your therapist, but this is what I got.
Man, I love a book where they just do have a therapist, but I understand why 99% of the time that's not going to work, because we need you to be emotionally constipated to give us our third act climax.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, like our third act conflict.
Did you know Fast Growing Trees is America's largest and most trusted online nursery with thousands of trees and plants and over 2 million happy customers? Whether you're planting fruit trees, adding privacy, brightening things up with flowers, or bringing in houseplants, Fast Growing Trees has it all. Even better, they can help you find options that are right for your climate, your space, and lifestyle. Click Order Grow. Every plant arrives healthy with the Alive and Thrive guarantee straight to your door. So if you're ready to get planting, this is the moment. Right now, they have great deals on spring planting essentials, up to half off on select plants. And listeners to our show get 20% off their first purchase when using the code WWO at checkout. That's an additional 20% off. Better plants and better growing at fastgrowingtrees.com using the code WWO at checkout. Fastgrowingtrees.com, code WWO. Now's the perfect time to plant. Let's grow together. Use WWO to save today. Offer is valid for a limited time. Terms and conditions apply. Go to growingfasttrees.com for details. This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy. Just drop in some details about yourself and see if you're eligible to save money when you bundle your home and auto policies. The process only takes minutes, and it could mean hundreds more in your pocket. Visit Progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
If a job's worth doing, it's worth doing right. The same goes for cleaning. Simple Green All-Purpose Cleaner delivers powerful, concentrated performance across multiple surfaces, from tools and equipment to floors, workspaces, and more. It's strong enough for serious cleaning, yet formulated to work without harsh chemicals that demand heavy protective gear. Get the job done right. Safer, stronger, smarter. That's the power of Simple Green. Learn more at simplegreen.com.
So anyway, the other thing Laurel says to him is, you're a fucking romance reader. Fucking grand gesture her, you dickbag.
Oh my God, this is also when we find out his mom knew from the beginning, because there's a picture from the gala of them in the bar right after kissing.
In the background, and they are looking at each other like they're destiny, okay? Like, and those he's like, oh my God, you knew it was planned this whole thing.
Man, his mom must have been so fucking smug in this moment, because he set her up perfectly, because he goes, so you always knew it was fake? You always knew it was fake? And she's like, I always knew it was real. Oh, mic drop. Everyone goes crazy. Blah, blah, like air horns start going off.
Wild.
The crowd is like screaming. Yeah, man. Like, his mom really was like, I'm going to milk this.
That's
like,
right. Everybody's
prime
like,
time, where you at? Encore. I think that the encore is going to be the next book, Melody. Ooh. I feel like Mom is about to be coming in real hot in the next book.
Yeah, I dig it.
Anyway, we get the funniest fucking conversation between, because he starts planning, he starts plotting. He's like, I think that I can work with this. But we have the funniest fucking conversation about masturbation between Sutton and her daughter.
I have no memory of this.
Oh my God. I can't even fucking jump into the entire thing, but like, essentially, I did not get the highlight because I hate myself, apparently. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I won't look it up, but there's a scene where like, she's like, but like, masturbating is healthy and safe. And Laurel is just looking at her like, I don't want to have this conversation.
I'm going to melt into the floor
with my mom. And she's like, I mean, like, there are worse people to get toys from than Mabel. Just maybe there are beginner toys that you should talk to her about. And Laurel's like, kill me.
That's what it is.
This is not what I want anything to do. I don't want anything to do with this. Actually, this is literally my worst nightmare as a 16-year-old teenager. Like, I have zero interest in this conversation.
Yeah.
Actually. Interesting. So it's grand gesture time. We're at the grand gesture.
Yeah. He invites her in and he shows her around his house. And most specifically, he shows her the guest room that he has had the carpenter of town, a previous book for sure, redo the entire room to be a library full of romance books.
Oh my God.
And he essentially says, hey, here's the deal. I want to be in your life either way. So I built you a library so that you might stay here. But if you want to go to Boston and you're okay with it, then I will go. I'm ready to move with you.
He holds up two keys and one says home and one is blank. And she's like, what are those? And he says, your future, our future, I hope. This one is for here, this house that never really felt like a home until you and Laurel moved in. This one is blank because it can be for wherever you want to go. Boston, San Francisco, Chicago, anywhere. And she's like, anywhere? And he's like, anywhere. But you should know that I'll always support whatever decision you make. There's no way in hell I'm not going with you if you decide to leave. I love Starlight Cove, but it's not my home. You and
You're
Laurel
my
are.
home.
And she, in her, like, she doesn't say this out loud, but in her heart of hearts, she's thinking, he's choosing me.
Yes.
Choosing us, no matter where that led. As long as we were together, it would be perfect. And, like, for somebody with abandonment issues, that is a heady feeling.
That's great. Yeah. And she's like, joke's
so
on you. I already accepted the job offer here.
Oh my God. And then the swooniest fucking thing in the whole world is she says, if you'd given me the choice of keys before showing me the library and I'd chosen the blank one, were you just going to keep this library from me? And he says, no trouble. I was going to build you one wherever you let me follow you to.
How dare you?
It was also very cute because when she walks in, all of her favorite books are all over. And she's like, there's an awful lot of my favorite books here. And he's like, well, yeah, I had to read the ends to see what the swoony heroes did to win back their girl.
Incredible stuff, Brighton Walsh. Thank you so much.
Oh my God. And then there's makeup
forever.
sex.
Yeah.
It's fine. And they're together forever. And then we find out Xander is a fucking kid. For context, listeners, Xander is the brother who has just been off in the wilderness of the world. And when I say wilderness, I mean other cities.
Yeah.
But, like, he's just not been here, like, at all. He's popped up for, like, an occasional text message in a text message chat. And now
And then the
he's
mom
back
is
with a
shifty as
4-year-old.
fuck when Xander arrives and they're like, okay, we'll help him in. And she's like, no. You stay inside. Wait for Xander to come in. And he walks in with them. Oh, that's right. And then he walks in with a teeny tiny little 4-year-old. And he's like, I'm a dad. And everybody's like, what?
This is my daughter. End book.
Book 2's about a nanny.
That was a fucking effective ass way to get us hooked for that.
What a snare, Brighton Walsh. Jeez.
Oh my God, I thought you were about to call Brighton Walsh a snake. What a snake.
What a sneaky snake.
What a sneaky little snaky.
Okay, Sabrina, what's your lady love?
My lady love is putting up things that make you happy on the wall. I finally fucking got off my ass and put up I used to have all of my, like, book art and cards that people had sent me and all sorts of things. I think I talked at the beginning of this episode about being like whatever, but, like, that's my lady love. My lady love is having it. It's been there for 2 nights now. You know, this is the 3rd day. And it just makes me so happy every time I see it and, like, walk down that hallway, because it just makes me remember all of the people I love and all of the people that love me and all of the authors that I give hard-earned dollars to for smutty art.
Totally. Yeah, we were talking about this the other day about, like, your space being a source of dopamine. Dopamine decorating or whatever.
I'm definitely in my nesting phase in this house where I'm like, I want to do all of this stuff.
Yeah, I love it.
Did I tell you I bought the stain I need for my wood?
I did? Yeah. You were on your way home when we were chatting.
Oh,
I'm very excited for you.
Yes, I will send you some pictures. Anyway. Yeah, so my lady love is hang things up that make you happy. Who gives a fuck if it's maximalist or
love it.
Whatever. Just
yes,
fucking
please.
do it.
Absolutely. All right. My lady love is a hero that I recently stumbled upon. An absolute hero. It's a dog in China who saved all of his doggy pals and led them home. And his name directly translates to Big Fat the Corgi. He took his teeny tiny little legs and he saved everyone. So here's the deal. All these dogs in China, in like this
I'm
one
so
neighborhood.
fucking soft for dogs. I can feel the tears tearing up. It was rough. Continue.
So they all hang out in this one neighborhood, and I guess they all got dog napped. And so they managed, so the truck is driving. They all manage to escape the truck. And there was a German Shepherd in this herd of dogs that got injured. And Big Fat the Corgi just decided to take up the mantle of leadership and get all of the platoon home.
I'm gonna be honest. If there's a corgi in the mix, that's gonna be like corgis are either like there's no in between. A corgi is either the smartest animal in the house, and that includes the people involved, or the stupidest.
Totally.
There's no fucking in between. They are either
totally
it is a mega mind in training, or just a box of rocks.
Yeah, brain full of
and
moths.
a soft package. Brain full of moths, baby. Brain full of moths.
Yeah. Well, anyway, he got this whole gang together, and I can't remember if it was 12 or 17, but either way, it's a really, really impressive fucking feat that this dog led the whole gang of dogs either 12 or 17 miles home. And they all, what is it, Sweet Home Alabama? No, that can't be right. They
Sweet Home Alabama.
No, it's the dog. What's the dog, the cat, and like the...
No, I know exactly what movie you're talking about.
The golden retriever, that bitch-ass cat, that bitchy cat, and then the other dog.
Fuck, I can't think of the name of the movie. I also think of the Toaster movie.
Return Home? Is it Long
Road Home?
Way Home? It's not Sweet Home Alabama. That's not the verb I'm looking for.
Sweet Home Alabama.
Where the skies are
Hey,
so
listener,
blue.
I don't know that you expected to walk into a new Spotify playlist, but I'm tempted to make a Spotify
Movie
playlist, a
about
publicly available
dogs
one
and
based on all of our
cat
movies.
going home. There's like a stream. Homeward bound. He homeward bounded all of these dogs home. And I feel like this is the leader this is the next generation of leader that we need. We need a big fat the corgi. I'm into it.
Honestly,
7 stolen dogs travel 10 miles back home. 10. Fuck that. After falling out of captor's truck.
You know what? 10
it's an
miles
AOL
is
story.
I feel like 10 miles probably is like, what, 12 to 17 kilometers?
Yeah. Also, the New York Post, I guess, has a this is a very excellent, it turns out, this is a really common parallel to make between old media and this current story, because all I said was movie about dogs and cat going home, and then 3 of the 4 top results are about this gang of dogs. And the pack of stolen dogs, when the German Shepherd got injured, they all like crowded around it to make a safe perimeter because there was a giant highway.
Okay.
Fucking Big Fat the Corgi.
I just looked up Big Fat the Corgi, and if there was a corgi that was going to be named Big Fat, this is the roundest corgi I've seen in a hot minute.
I
don't
look at his little butt cheeks.
The fluff on that man.
Ugh, little corgi butt cheeks. They're so good. Anyway, that's my lady love, is Big Fat the Corgi and their perilous and successful journey home. What an inspiration.
I'm really happy.
Yeah.
Big Fatty. I love him.
Same.
I love all of them.
Yeah.
Oh my God. He's just so...
Aren't they the sweetest?
Cylindrical.
It's true. All right. Keeping a badass and love yourself.
And love yourself as much as we love St. Vincent's Day, Electric 2, the Boogaloo.
Ooh, yeah.
St. Vincent's Day 2, Electric Boogaloo? I don't remember.
Keeping
I don't actually...
a badass and love yourself as much as you love this very unexpected St. Vincent's playlist.
Yeah, you know
that
what?
Came out of nowhere.
Love yourself as much as you love an impromptu playlist.
Because you know what? St. Vincent would let you pour some sugar on him. You know what I mean? St. Vincent would eat your cherry pie like nobody else.
St. Vincent would
take you home to Alabama.
Would take you home to Alabama. He would bound you toward the home.
Oh yeah, he would be the big fat, the corgi that we all need.
He would big fat you all the way into the bedroom.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
love
bye.
you. Bye.
Oh my God. Thank you for listening. Next week, we'll be back with the young adult novel, Autobiography by Christina Lauren. Heaving Bosoms is produced by us, Melody Carlisle and Sabrina Bradley. Editing is done by me, Melody Carlisle. Our theme music is by the incredible singer-songwriter Brittany Fonts, and our art is by the ultra-talented author Kate Pryor. If you like our show, remember to follow us on your favorite podcast app, rate us 5 stars, and leave a review. That one small action is a huge way to help the show. If you want to get in touch with us for advertising inquiries or anything else, you can email us at heavingbosomspodcast@gmail.com. If you want more of us, visit patreon.com/heavingbosomspodcast. You can also find us on Instagram at Heaving Bosoms, on TikTok at Heaving_Bosoms, and in our Facebook group, the Heaving Bosoms Geriatric Friendship Cult. See you next week.
Did you know Fast Growing Trees is America's largest and most trusted online nursery with thousands of trees and plants and over 2 million happy customers? Whether you're planting fruit trees, adding privacy, brightening things up with flowers, or bringing in houseplants, Fast Growing Trees has it all. Even better, they can help you find options that are right for your climate, your space, and lifestyle. Click Order Grow. Every plant arrives healthy with the Alive and Thrive guarantee straight to your door. So if you're ready to get planting, this is the moment. Right now, they have great deals on spring planting essentials, up to half off on select plants. And listeners to our show get 20% off their first purchase when using the code WWO at checkout. That's an additional 20% off. Better plants and better growing at fastgrowingtrees.com using the code WWO at checkout. Fastgrowingtrees.com, code WWO. Now's the perfect time to plant. Let's grow together. Use WWO to save today. Offer is valid for a limited time. Terms and conditions apply. Go to growingfasttrees.com for details.
You're listening to this podcast, so I know you've got a curious mind. Here's a helpful fact you may not know yet. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save over $900 on average. Pop over to Progressive.com, answer some questions, and you'll get a quick quote with discounts that are easy to come by. In fact, 99% of their auto customers earn at least one discount. Visit Progressive.com and see if you can enjoy a little cash back. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $946 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2024 and May 2025. Potential savings will vary.
If a job's worth doing, it's worth doing right. The same goes for cleaning. Simple Green All-Purpose Cleaner delivers powerful, concentrated performance across multiple surfaces, from tools and equipment to floors, workspaces, and more. It's strong enough for serious cleaning, yet formulated to work without harsh chemicals that demand heavy protective gear. Get the job done right. Safer, stronger, smarter. That's the power of Simple Green. Learn more at simplegreen.com.
Ellie's Eden, part of Azure Standard, was created for people who care about being thoughtful with what they buy, what they eat, and where it comes from. Growing even a small garden is a simple way to live that out. With healthy plant starts grown in Oregon from trusted non-GMO seeds, along with quality garden essentials, Ellie's Eden makes it easier to begin. Gardening helps you slow down, choose carefully, and stay connected to real food and the land. Learn more about Ellie's Eden at azuresstandard.com.
I'm officially obsessed, and you will be too. If you haven't tried Lem by Hello Nancy yet, what are you doing? Over 1 million women are using it, and the reviews are wild. One girl literally said, "Join the incredibly satisfied brigade." I didn't believe it until I tried it myself. The hype is 100% real. Don't let the cute design fool you. Go to hellonancy.com and see what the hype is about.